Welcome to Kingdom Power World Radio 777. You know, I want to welcome all the guests back to the show, the new ones, the new viewers. We were talking about technical and the things that are technical in the business, in the film industry. But also we like to talk about the personal stuff too, the why are you doing what you're doing. And we always are picking on Miguel, and we thank him for all the work that he does, and Fred and Kingdom Film Production wouldn't be here without Kevin James Production Company. So, Miguel, welcome
Thank
to
you
the
for
front of
having
the
me,
camera.
sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Hey, you know, I want to ask you a couple of questions. One of them has to do with why are you sticking with this industry, and how did you get in to this industry?
Well, I'll start off by how I kind of crept in the industry. I kind of just fell on my lap, actually, which I'm I'm really grateful about that. But
Okay.
it was random. I was working a different job. I had been there for like 15 years.
Okay.
It was in the industrial supply
Okay.
industry,
All right.
and I was there for 15 years, and I realized I was doing something I really wasn't interested in doing. It was just a job, which, you know, most of us are just working jobs, but the lucky people have, you know, passion, like driven careers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I didn't have that there.
Okay.
So I finally realized I had to get out of there. I ended up quitting and kind of pursuing back to education and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
So I had other plans, actually, to just continue my education and whatnot. And then I've been friends with Marco since about like 10th grade. So I've known
Okay.
him for years.
Okay.
And we took a photo class together like many years ago. And so I've always been like intrigued by that, you know? I just never had the right tools to like be able to,
Pardon me.
never had the right tools to be in the industry or even to work in the industry, right? I always looked at it as a hobby. But Marco and Kevin have been pretty generous. They took me under their wing and have been showing me all the ropes, and it's really interesting. And so I was going in a different direction, and then this opportunity came up, and it gives me a creative outlet, basically. And I mean, I just like to do creative things. Like, I mean, I love to draw. I love music. I like, I mean, anything that's creative. Creating things are just super cool. You
What
know?
about the editing part?
I love that part, yeah, because you get to still be creative in that aspect, and it's cool. I love every side of it. I love to film, and I love to edit, and I'm only getting better. And so the way I got in was because of these guys, kind of just had me come on board, and little by little they've been giving me more responsibility, and so it's been pretty cool. I don't know, I'm still learning a lot. Like, I haven't learned enough yet, but
Well, we were talking before on the show with Marco before about equipment.
right.
So someone comes into the industry, and I know you're being humble about it, but you know a whole lot, and you do a whole lot. And Kevin James Production Company is amazing. But your niche, you're kind of like the Marine Corps. You have to be able to do more than one thing. So you're doing cross-training, and you're doing, you know, production, editing. You go out to the site, you review, you direct. So how's your confidence level moved from the last 90 days? What has built up that confidence to go forward? And now this thing seems like it's a dream and a vision, not just a job. What's happened in the last 90 days?
Yeah, I think just being exposed to all that stuff, like seeing the business side of it too. You get to talk to people, because most of us, you know, if we could avoid talking to people or talking in public, we'll do anything to stay away from that. But being in this industry, you have to approach people, and you have to be confident when you talk to them, especially with clients, because typically if you're being filmed, you're a little nervous, and so
Right.
some of these clients are nervous to begin with. If you're nervous, it's only going to reflect on your client. So it's really been like a 360, 180.
Okay. So we talk
Backflip.
about,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, what about the teaching part? You get a chance. You came at it from a different point of view too, because you come from the, not just the application, but the teaching side. So
Yeah.
how fulfilling is the teaching compared to the doing?
I mean, I haven't done a lot of teaching, to be honest, but I mean, you have to give people direction sometimes, which is something I wasn't really that comfortable with. And just working with Marco, I think, has helped me a lot. Just watching him and how he talks to people, and just kind of trying to mimic that, and kind of just making people feel comfortable, you know? Like,
I've seen you at events, moving around at events, and I've seen you filming
yeah.
in the events and moving around. So how does it feel when you see what you've done, that work that you've done to blow up a company? And I mean blow up, I mean to cause a company great exposure. How does it feel when you see, at the end of the day, the work that you've done, and I say at the end of the day, whenever you finish editing,
Right.
whenever it's all done. How does it feel, Vice, what your other job was like? How do you feel?
Oh yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, like even driving to to the studio or whatever on a Monday, and never feels like you're going to work. Like it doesn't feel like that. So that's why I know it's a good thing, you know. So if you're able to make a living off of a certain passion you have, you gotta consider yourself pretty lucky. So yeah, I when I see the finished product of whatever we do, I mean, you want to make sure that the client is happy with whatever you had to produce for them. But I mean, I just like to see the finished product too. We just had a shoot last weekend, I think, and Marco edited all the footage and stuff. And just watching it, like we both worked on it to film it, but he put it all together nicely, and it was really cool to see the finished product. And the client was really happy with all the shot selection and just the way he pieced everything together.
So when you are, because this is you're a global company now, and so this being able to collaborate, and there's a distance at times. So I know you're shooting over one area, you're editing over another area, you're producing, directing, and then your content development, and then you got your digital information. With all this going on, what is your excitement about your future in this industry?
I'm pretty excited about it because it's only been getting better, and I think the more people you meet, the more connections you make, and there's more opportunities, more doors open. So, and it could even be something that is not even related to the film industry or anything, but you just make a lot of different friends, and you meet people, and all of a sudden somebody hits you up with a different opportunity that might, I mean, I think that's my goal, is to you just do what you feel like you want to do. So yeah, this whole industry is really cool, but I also have other things I want to pursue, right? And so I feel like this is perfect because it doesn't limit me. You kind of have like freedom to just do whatever.
Well, what are a couple other things that you want to do?
I mean, I mean, just like business stuff, right? So like even like opening up my own gym would be a cool thing. I'm in the process of getting my physical trainer certification, and it's not about money or anything like that, because I mean, obviously I don't think the salary is that huge in that market, but it's something that I want to do.
Right.
So I'm just doing it because, and you make some money, you help people. That's what I really like doing. Like I want to help people in a positive way.
That's when we developed the Healthy Living Network, the Healthy Living Network lifestyles. So we're a network of the lifestyles of healthy living, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And that balance is always a challenge, right?
Yeah.
To try to have that balance. So in your, I'll say if you had your gym right now, what would be the name of it?
I have the worst time trying to find names for anything, man. So
all right.
I couldn't tell you. It would have to be something that's pretty well thought out, I think.
What would be the culture on the inside? How would you want your gym to be centered? Would you want it to be a powerhouse gym, all weights, knowledge, combination? Do you want it to be, there's still a lot of great gyms out here, and they also add supplementation to it.
Right.
So is that something that would be kind of a holistic approach, or just bare bones, just a gym, weights, mats, that's it?
I mean, I think to start off with, maybe something simple like that, but then build it up. I have some I guess inspirations from other people that I've seen that have started like that, and they started with a smaller gym. Slowly
One of my interests, you didn't know that.
What's that?
One of my interests is gym, owning a gym as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the reason I wanted to do that is because when I was hit by that truck and I was crippled, I didn't think I was a jerk, but I wasn't really sensitive to people.
Right.
And then when I got crippled, challenged, I had to start learning about things I never thought, pardon me, things I would have to deal with.
Right.
One of them was chiropractic care. I didn't know what a chiropractor really was. And so I didn't want surgery. So I had to go and start learning what I could do, what I couldn't do. And then I had to learn about therapy and I had to learn about different kinds of coaches. So a gym is more than it's a lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lifestyle. You know, and now diet. I know you're really big on diet. You watch what you eat.
Try to. I've been bad lately.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. You know, all right. You know,
a lot of time on the road, man. It's hard.
That's was the.
Yeah, being like if you're not. It was really easy for me before when I had a normal 9 to 5 because my hours, everything was set scheduled during the week, so I could plan my meals perfect.
That was an advantage.
Yeah, meal prepping like crazy, so everything was like pretty much on a schedule. Now things are kind of erratic a little bit, which I like. It makes my days more interesting, but the hard part is, you know, we'll be out on a job and it's like, okay, it's lunchtime. What could we find around here that's like healthier, fits the diet?
You hit on that. You said the gym. Now that's an awesome lifestyle right there.
Yeah.
And so that's physical. What's on the mental side is the balance there is you're able to be in something that's you're producing.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
You can measure that. That feels good?
Yeah, that's great actually. And I've been able to kind of measure the growth of what I'm able to do right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, compared to a few months ago, you know, I've learned so much.
Right.
And it's empowering because, you know, a few months ago I didn't think I could do this. I didn't think I could do this
Right.
Like,
but isn't it amazing that you're working with a team that empowers you,
yeah,
they encourage you.
Yeah.
To have a leader like Kevin James Production Company, Marco, Fred, team working together, it's amazing. What's it like having a support group and be valued? I noticed that he doesn't shoot your ideas down. They're inclusive.
Oh yeah.
How does that
definitely.
feel?
It's great. It's like it feels like you can't really fail because everybody's in your corner.
Right.
So anything that we come up with, you know, everybody jumps on board and tries to make your vision a reality for whatever projects or whatever. So we talk about this stuff all the time, just projects that we want to do, and we're actually in the works of doing one for Marco.
Excellent.
We're hopefully going to start it this week. We kind of started mentally storyboarding it, but
There you go.
but it's the same thing. Like he came with an idea, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like I want to be as much help as I can be. You know, whatever you need me to do, but so we could make that happen. So
now you said those 15 years that you worked at that job just above broke, that job.
Above broke.
And we work in that job. You know, even as entrepreneurs, you know, and business owners, it's a challenge at times. Cash flow can be a challenge.
Oh yeah.
And these things can be a challenge. But at the end of the day, what did you take away from those 15 years that you brought into? Because it couldn't have been all bad. You stayed there for 15 years.
Yeah.
That shows discipline.
Yeah.
So what did you take out of there and you brought here to this new chapter in your life, or new?
Well, I learned a lot from working there for 15 years. I think I got a lot of leadership skills there. Learned how to work with different people with different types of temperaments and personalities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, I started working there when I was about 22, 21. So, I mean, as a kid going in there, like, you're used to everybody talking down to you a little bit, you know?
Right.
And not in a bad way, but, like, you're a kid and there's, like, you know, 40-year-old guys there like, oh, hey, come over here and do this. I need to do this. And I was a kid, so I was listening. But being in that company for so long, I end up getting to the position where, like, they don't look at me as, like, as them being superior to me anymore. So
you're used to earning your way.
Yeah, like I earned people's respect,
okay.
and so it kind of helped my outlook on just other relationships outside of work. Just kind of understanding how people react, how they feel, and kind of like, you know, basing my energy off of theirs, kind of.
Now, in the film company or in the film industry, you know, Mark was talking about it before. Fred was talking about it the other day. It was a great time with you guys. If you could have a project that you could do and it was funded, your sponsors came through and said, we'll fund the whole thing. Would it be a documentary? Would it be a series? Would it be a project, a private project? What would you do?
That's a loaded question, man, because I would want to do a lot of things. But
right?
Yeah, a series would be awesome.
Okay.
You know,
All
some. I'm not a writer myself, but I would love to be.
Thank God for writers.
Yeah, so I would go ahead and hire somebody, but that would be awesome to film a movie. We just got done filming a short film for one of Marco's cousins, actually. that's hopefully going to make it to some film festivals. But those kind of projects are super cool. So if something like that was funded, another thing I've always wanted to do, and I'm going to do it. It just depends, like whenever I have like the time and money for it. But I want to do a cartoon. I've always been interested in like creating a cartoon series. So.
And what would be the market for the cartoon? Children, young adults?
I think I think it's gonna be like older audience.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It'll be more of that. It'll be kind of like a Family Guy type of thing.
Okay.
Something like that kind of humor, but
Right.
it'd be a pretty funny show for sure.
We were talking about journaling before, putting your ideas on paper and writing them down and taking a look at them as you go through the process. So is that something that you embrace right now?
I haven't. You know what? I used to, and it's it has never been like really consistent with me. Which kind of sucks because I feel like it helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people tell me they do it. I want to get on that level, but for some reason, I haven't been able to stay consistent with it. I'll do it, and then I'll stop for a few weeks, and then I'll do it again. So I should do that, though. I feel like it would help a lot.
Okay, what's the best part of your life right now that you wouldn't trade for anything in the world? What's the best part?
Family, I think that's always going to be on top of the list. Family, having a bunch of new nieces and nephews now.
Okay.
A few years ago, they weren't around. In the last 5 years, the family's gotten so big. So yeah, family is number one for sure.
Are you getting a chance to film them or to use some of that?
I haven't, but I'm going to. Yeah,
it's getting set up for that.
Yeah, I kind of
Right.
keep those two things separate, but I just recently, a few weeks ago, was like, I think I'm gonna do something like that. I want to do something for my sister,
Right.
a little video with
Right.
the kids, but I kind of don't want to let her know that I'm doing it. I'm just gonna kind of like film whenever we're at a family function, and then just kind of like, probably for the whole family. Actually, I would like to just make it, and it'll be kind of like a reunion, like cool little video, and just capture everything, and
As you go forward and as the production company goes forward, as you guys are getting calls to do so many different things, and not only getting calls to do things, but I noticed that Kevin James Production Company and the team and the staff, you're really about quality. You're really about content and quality. Now, like they said, the best attracts the best. With content and quality, do you find that you're spending more time thinking about the projects you want to do when you're working, or can you just focus right in on the job? Can you daydream, or do you just focus on what you're doing?
Well, I think that's a cool thing about this industry, especially when we're at the studio and we're editing. We'll be working on different projects, and sometimes you just need a little break to step back. So we'll just pause, kind of like a little cool office vibe. You're just talking and you kind of forget about what you have in front of you, just to kind of like reset, and then you go back in and you focus. So I think once you're working on a project, you're completely focusing on that project.
On that project.
Yeah,
okay.
and you already kind of know in your head how you want it to look, and you just have to actually make it happen. But I mean, you get burned out sometimes.
Okay.
So it's good to take a step back and kind of.
I notice when you guys come here and you're in-house and you're in the studio, I notice that you don't quit until the job is done. You don't take shortcuts. That could be kind of exhausting, isn't it too?
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. I enjoy it, but when you get home, you're like, ooh, that was a long day. I mean, we've had like 12-hour days before. You're just
Right.
on your feet the whole day,
Right.
filming and whatever. And it's super fun when you're in it, and then when you're like driving home, you're like, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you start to feel it mentally too, but it's fun. It's a hobby that you're getting paid for, essentially. That's the way I look at it.
So you do have emotional support. Do you solicit that emotional support from your friends and family? Is that something, or have you always been kind of a, I can do it by myself guy?
You know what? Like, I've always kind of done my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But whenever I need help, and I'm not gonna reject it if I know I really need help from somebody, right?
Okay.
Whichever way it is, if it's like like somebody helping me out with a project, or emotionally if I need help, or anything like that. But typically I try and stay to myself about a lot of stuff, just because I don't know, I'm just kind of like pretty mellow.
That's kind of a wise thing too, because I've made the mistake in the past of sharing my visions and my dreams with people, and I thought they were for me, and I found out they were not for me. And I know I've learned to kind of keep it. But the vision is important to you.
Oh yeah.
So in this industry, and I say this industry, it's wide, I don't mean it's small,
Yeah.
but in this industry, what would be the thing that you would want the viewers that are starting out, or those who, I always ask this question, those who are giving up, right? They're kind of like burnt out, and you went through transition. What would you encourage anyone who's going through transition when they're just thinking about giving up? What would you say? Because I know 15 years there and some of the other things you've done, you could have just said, forget the vision and dream, but you continued.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone that's ready to give up?
I mean, just keep pushing forward, because I think it's really easy to trip yourself up and not have confidence in yourself. But obviously, surround yourself with people that are gonna uplift you and, you know, be supportive of your ideas. Because I've also learned that not just in this industry, in life, people want to see you do well, but they don't want to see you do great. Because once you're doing great things, I don't know if it's like animosity or something. If they see you doing better than them, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you become competitors instead of, you know, something like that. So obviously would say hang around people that are going to support your passion
Okay.
and be supportive,
Okay.
right? And, you know, and just believe in yourself. Because I think for me, it was really hard to leave a very steady job where I have everything, you know, health insurance, dental, have everything covered.
Yeah.
Job security was there.
Right, right.
I know I'm going to be there. I could have retired from there if I wanted to.
Right.
But I kind of had to roll the dice and be like, is this what you really want to do? So it's all kind of like believing in yourself too, because nobody else was going to do it for me. I had to go in there and, you know.
So gratitude and thankfulness is part of your toolbox?
Yeah, always, yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful for all the experiences. I mean, even the ones that were not so pleasant, right? Because I feel like anything that you go through, any hardships, that molds you to who you are now.
So you've had a couple of challenges in your life?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all have, right? You know,
Yeah.
family stuff, just personal things too, just going through your own, you know, your own changes as you evolve. Sometimes it's not easy.
Okay.
And I feel like, I mean, definitely wish I was doing something like this years back. I wish I would have taken that plunge back then, but I feel like everything happens for a reason. And
Top 3 things you're thankful for?
God, family, and health.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, again, I want to thank you guys for, you know, supporting us. You guys got a chance to talk with Miguel and Marco. You see them, you've been writing, you've been texting and emailing. We're going to get back in contact with you as we're growing and we're developing. We're so thankful to the sponsors. We're so thankful to our audience. We're here to encourage and not to tear people down. We feel that our format is to encourage you, to give you hope, and to also let you know that excellence is part of the day. We can invite the spirit of excellence to come in, and I know you guys do an excellent job. I know your vision,
Thank you,
your
sir.
work ethic is amazing at Kevin James Production, and also your coaching program. So I look forward to your gym. I look forward to maybe we can collaborate on
There you go.
something.
Yep.
I'll be a silent partner, believe it or not.
There you go.
But I look forward to seeing that healthy living lifestyle. And also on our next show, we have an amazing guest that's going to be coming in, and he's a chef. And this guy is an excellent chef. Some of you have been asking about diabetes and healthy living. Some of you are vegans. Some of you are carnivores like myself. He's going to be coming in. He's going to be doing a series on healthy living and how to eat, how to take care of your body, and then we'll have you back on and talk on the supplement side.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
About what it takes on the supplement side. And also, those of you who are looking forward to the bus tour, where we're going to be doing the Day of Inspiration, that's coming up as well. We have limited seating, and we're here in Southern California for right now, and coming to a city near you. The bus tour is a Day of Inspiration. We want you to come, bring your business card, bring a smile, and we're going to go around to different points. It'll be a surprise. And we're going to be inspired and inspire one another. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Kingdom Power World Radio 777. And again, thank you, my brother, for being on the show.
Thank you for having
All
me.
right. Peace.